The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security in Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. Welcome back to Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Acomb. We're broadcasting from the Hesselson studio, and this is the Steuben County Office for the Aging section of our program. And joining us in the studio, Kim Frock. Thanks so much for being on the program.
I'm delighted to be here.
First of all, wait till you hear about this. Well, we're going to talk about it in a second, but first, let me just say congratulations, Administrator in Charge at SUNY Corning Community College.
Well, thank you.
How's it going so far?
Awesome.
Great, yeah. Well, it's got to be going great to kick off with a program like this.
It's an amazing opportunity.
It is, and it's called SUNY Reconnect. Tell us a little bit about who is eligible for this program.
Sure. So SUNY is offering free community college tuition to New York State residents between the ages of 25 and 55 for degrees in high demand fields. So obviously you need to live in New York State.
Sure.
You need to be in that age group without a prior college degree.
Okay.
But other than that, if you want to pursue a degree in one of the high demand fields that have been identified, and there's a list on our website, it's free tuition, books, supplies, fees.
And you mentioned you can't have a degree, but let's say I started college and I got a couple of credits, but, life happened.
Didn't finish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you still eligible?
Yes. So, and there is credit for prior learning. So if you have prior college credits, those will be taken into consideration if they are relevant for the degree program that you want to pursue. If you have micro-credentials or professional certifications, those are also considered prior learning credit.
Sure.
And if you have relevant work experience and skills that align with the requirements of the coursework in that degree, that you can receive prior credit for that as well.
And there's such a need for, and I'm not going to go through the whole list because it's quite an extensive list of these high demand fields, but think of the need in our community and in the state in general for nursing, chemical dependency counseling, cybersecurity. I mean, things that I know nothing about too. There are some pretty fancy things on here, but it's such an opportunity for viewers of this program, but opportunity for New York State, to be honest.
Yes. So SUNY is sponsoring this because New York, the governor and the chancellor are well aware that we have staffing shortages in these high demand fields across the state, and so they want to make sure that they can support the economic growth in New York, but also provide an opportunity for our residents to upskill and to have job mobility and to earn a better income.
And it's great to be proactive because this is coming to a head where in some of these there's a huge need in our area.
There really is. The other great thing about this program is if folks in this age group want to pursue a college degree, they can do it part-time or full-time.
Okay.
So if they're working and have a family and can't just stop working and go back full-time, as long as you take 6 credit hours per semester, you have 10 semesters to get your degree. And so part-time students are encouraged and welcome, as well as full-time students.
And that's wonderful because, as you say, especially with this age group, 25 to 55, life happens. You have responsibilities, and you can't just take the time off. So to be able to do part-time or to be kind of flexible in that way goes to show you, I think, how amazing the SUNY Reconnect program is that they took these things into consideration.
Absolutely. I mean, they really want this to work for businesses and for our residents and community members. And it is an amazing opportunity that is unheard of.
It really is.
It's free tuition, books, supplies, fees. Everything except transportation and meals.
It was hard to believe when I received the press release on this. It almost seems too good to be true, doesn't it?
Yes, actually it does. We're encouraging people, if they are interested in pursuing a degree, whether they start in the fall or they wait and start in the spring, to go to the Corning Community College website, fill out the information forms, and provide us information on what degree program you might be interested in, and also, if you work, what your work schedule is, so that we can figure out how to schedule classes to accommodate what you're going to be able to do.
So catered to them even. Wow, this is now I don't want to ask a negative question, but I think people may be asking, as we keep saying, life happens. What if I start this and I can't finish?
nothing happens.
Okay.
There are no repayment obligations, no penalties. And the other interesting thing is, once you get your degree, if it's in a high demand field and your family has to move, you're not required to stay in New York State afterwards.
This is just a wonderful program, SUNY Reconnect. And again, it helps the community, but it also helps the state. Everybody wins in this deal. And that, you can't normally say that.
Yes.
So what do people need to know if they're hearing this, they want to participate? Where do they get started?
So go to the college's website. There will be a button on the landing page that says free college tuition. Click on that and it will give you all the information that you need. There's also a phone number to call on the website specifically for this program. If you have any issues with filling out the information forms, there's someone that you can call and actually have a live person to talk to.
Perfect. And one last question. I know there's somebody watching right now and they're saying, I'm 55. There's no way I'll be able to finish by the time before I turn 56. Can they still apply?
Yes. You only have to be 55 on January 1st of the year that you apply.
Okay,
so if you're 55 on January 1st and you start in September and you're 56 at that point, you can still start. And you don't have to be 55 when you finish.
So
just on the day that you start.
Gotcha. So 25 to 55 is called SUNY Reconnect. Find out more at corning-cc.edu. Kim, thanks so much for being on the program. And again, congratulations. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, we'll be right back with Frankly Speaking. Stay with us.